Recently, I ran off into the sunset with the love of my life and eloped. That's right. I got married a couple of weeks ago. Happy days. And I did put the original announcement to you guys that I sneakily ran off and eloped on my community tab. So if you're interested in seeing any pictures and stuff, it's on my community tab and also on my Instagram. And you guys have been so sweet and just shown me and my new husband so much love. So thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. And you guys just constantly proving that you're the best. Now, you were very adamant that you wanted to see exactly the makeup look that I did for my wedding day. Obviously, I'm here to give you what you want, but I will say the makeup that I did was basically exactly the same as the bridal makeup look that I did a couple of weeks ago. So I'll link that up there and down below for you guys as well. And that's like a more in-depth tutorial of bridal makeup. And I interchanged a few different products, but essentially the theme is exactly the same. So what I thought I would do to make this a little bit more interesting was I put on my Instagram over the past week and also on my community tab, I asked you guys what questions you have for me in regards to the elopement and the makeup and just basically any questions around it at all. And you guys came through as per always. So I thought what I would do is I'll talk through my makeup and show you guys the makeup that I did for my wedding day, but also answer any of the questions that you guys have, so it's a little bit more engaging and fun, hopefully, for all of us. Now, that's a super long intro, so I think we should just get into it. You know the deal. Before we do, let's do the YouTubey things. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's zoom in. Just quickly, all of the products will be linked down below for you guys. I'll put shades and names, etc. down there for you as well in case you're wondering what shade it is, blah, blah, blah. This is gonna be a super, super long video, so strap on in. Get yourself a snack and a coffee, I highly recommend. I have a little coffee right here. And I also have carrot sticks because I'm trying to be good. I am going to talk through what I'm doing with my makeup a bit as well as answering the questions. But if you want just something that's focused purely on the makeup and not so much me chit-chatting about my wedding day, etc., I recommend checking out the bridal tutorial. A couple of the questions were around what did I pack and take with me, and what were the specific products that I used. So obviously the products that I'm going to use today are the specific products that I used on my wedding day. Now with the packing, I did, so infuriating, I did a whole pack with me video before I left where I literally, you guys watched me pull everything and then you watched me, well not you guys, but you would have watched me agonizingly cull everything down to take with me. And for some reason the video just I edited the whole thing. I was so stressed before going on this holiday to try and get up all my videos, etc. And I was up until 1 AM the night before we left, and we had to get up at 3 or something ridiculous to fly out anyway to get the video up, because all the other videos are up except for this one, and it just would not export. It would not export. And I even took all my stuff with me, my hard drive and everything, to America and tried to export it and upload it over there, and it still wouldn't export, which was so infuriating. However, I would do things so differently if I knew what I knew now with packing my makeup. So would you guys want me to just show you the makeup that I took with me and just kind of a brief explanation? Or do you want a video where I show you what I took and what I would do differently next time? Because there are things that I definitely would do differently. So let me know. Or do you just want none of that and you're I don't want to see that video, that's boring? Let me know in the comments, pretty please. So I used my Makeup by Myer eye primer for the day. Yes, I missed all of my makeup. I'm not happy to be back because I truly just love traveling and being away, and I forgot how much I missed America. Oh my God, I forgot how much I missed America. But I am very excited to be back with all my makeup. Not gonna lie. I'm gonna start with Instagram and then move over to the tubes. Was it your plan to elope all along? I don't say names usually, by the way, of people who have asked questions, just in case you guys want to be kept anonymous, sorry. So if you really want that changed, let us know in the comments. But was it your plan to elope all along? Pretty much. Me and me and Shane is his name, if you didn't know. We don't like being the center of attention in any way, shape or form. I think if you've caught any of my Q&As and stuff like that, we're very, I'm very socially anxious as a person. We don't really like to party massively either. He does more than I do, but we don't drink really. We're very quiet. We're very private too. Not like weirdly. We're just kind of not like PDA people and stuff like that. I don't know, as cliche as it sounds, like we've been together for 8 years, and not in like an isolating bad way, because it's not the case. We're very independent, but at the same time, like he's the only person I ever need. Do you know what I mean? And I don't mean that to be like mushy and blah, 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 but he really is, like, he's my best friend and he's like my home. And it's always been weird to us, like no hate or shade or anything like that. If you have a wedding day, good for you. That's what most people do. But for us, it's like, it felt weird to have a wedding day, and it felt like it's weird to me that weddings are like this public thing. Like I feel like it's so private, and so does Shane. We just felt like it was a really private, like for your love thing. And also they're expensive as all hell. And I don't have that level of money. And I don't want, even if I did, I don't want to spend that level of money on, no shade or hate, like a party for everybody else. It just seems really stressful. I'm going into the Cashmerie palette and picking this color up first. And this is the Refa 16. And I'll just run this through my crease. This, honestly, you can watch any one of my tutorials. You'll know exactly the shape that I'm doing. Yeah, we didn't want to spend that level of money on a wedding. We don't like big groups of people. We don't like being the center of attention. I've never been someone ever in my life that's ever dreamt about their wedding day. Again, no hate or shade if that's you, like it's just not been me. Never thought about my wedding day or anything like that. And for me, it was always about the marriage, not the wedding day. And so yeah, we always planned to elope. We flirted with having family and friends there because obviously like my mum was really upset that we eloped. I'm now going into the Paris Love Letter and going into this color right here on the same brush. And you know, our family were upset that we eloped. That was one of the questions, did our family and friends know? Yeah, because I can't keep a secret for anything. Even just keeping it from you guys was so hard. But yeah, they knew. And they were all very supportive. Anyone that knows us, like even my best friend, because we flirted for a little bit of time there with like having an actual proper wedding, like in Vegas or Bali. Because like I said, I would always elope overseas or wed overseas. And even my best friend like was like, this doesn't feel like you, like, are you sure? And I was really only doing it out of the guilt of pressure from family, etc. And it just got to the point where like we had to put the money down, and I was just, I didn't sleep for a week, even trying to have it, like having to put down the deposit for a wedding. And I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not getting in $50,000 worth of debt for a day that everybody else wants me to have and wants Shane to have, but not Shane or I want to have for ourselves. Like our dream was always to elope together in Las Vegas and have our own day and our own experience, etc. And I was like, why am I letting the pressure of other people get me into $50,000 worth of debt when it's not even what I want? And okay, yeah, it's a shame that family and friends couldn't like partake in that day with us, but that's the only day they partake in. Like when I wake up the next day, I'm married to my husband, not to my family and friends, like, you know? So anyway, and everyone got it. But yeah, I was just like, nah, we're not doing this. We're not. And Shane never wanted to have a wedding at all. He was just like, look, if that's what you want, like, I want you to be happy. So he just was going along with it. And then as soon as I was like, we're not doing this, he was like, oh my God, hallelujah, thank you. So yeah, and I think one of the other questions was, like, did your family and friends know? Yes, because I can't keep a secret. And then also like on the day, a few of you asked like on the day, did we miss them? And I don't want to say this to be like, we don't care about our family and friends, because that's not true at all. We love them very much. But no, because Shane and I are such, it makes it sound unhealthy, but it's not, I swear. It's just, all I need is him. Like, I feel like he is the only person in this world that I am my 100% authentic, true self. He is the only person that actually knows who I am. Like the true, no holds barred person. He is it. And he is the only person that I feel the most authentic and just loved. And I don't have to worry about anything around him. So I don't know, like, no, I just wanted to marry him. It was about him. I wanted it to be about our love together. And I wanted it to be yeah, I don't know, I just wanted it to be like that. I don't know, I can't speak for him, obviously, that's why I keep saying me, but you know, I know that that's what he wanted as well. The whole day was literally perfect. I can't stress that enough. One of you's like, I want to know it all. Okay, I'll do my best. Love your dress / suit. Where are they from? So again, if you haven't seen the photos on my community tab, I did not want anything traditional. I tried a few white dresses on. One, white is just not my color. It's really not, you know, white's for some people, white is not for me. And black just suits me. It suits me a lot. Finding the dress was the most stressful part of this whole process because everything else just fell into place so quickly and easily, and the dress was the hardest. Fairly certain I went into a touch of this one. And this is just an R103. Yeah, the dress was the hardest. I did find originally a dress that was exactly what I wanted. I knew I wanted long sleeves because I personally hate my arms and I didn't want to look at the photos and all I would see is arms. So I knew I wanted long sleeves and I knew I wanted like either a high neckline and a backless dress or something like that. So I did order a white one and I got it, and I just like the material and everything just didn't look good on me. Anyway, long story short, I didn't find a dress anywhere, and there was like this formal dress shop. So formal is like prom for America, near my house, and it was the weekend where like literally all of Queensland pretty much flooded. But I called them and I was like, oh, look, you have the designer that I'm looking at, because I saw one online that I wanted to buy finally. I just wanted to go and see if they had anything that I could try on that was similar before, because I'd had to like literally just order it and just hope that it suited me. Anyway, so I went in, all these girls are there with their mums trying on all their prom / formal dresses, because it's a prom shop, not a wedding dress shop. And here's me, this 32-year-old lady walking in, and the girls there were so amazing and so lovely and so supportive and sweet. And I saw this dress and the girl was like, look, this is the only thing that we have that's closest to what you want. And I looked at it on the hanger and I was like, that's the ugliest dress. Like, that's so gross. I'm not trying that on. She's like, just try it on. It's the closest we've got. Anyway, I tried it on and it was literally like perfect. It was, as soon as it was the only dress I tried on the whole time that just was like, oh wow, like it sucked me in, held everything in place, long sleeve, you know, just the whole thing was like perfect. So I FaceTimed Shane because we didn't do anything traditional, and was like, you know, what do you think? And he's like, oh my god, this is amazing, yes. And then my mum actually bought my wedding dress for me because that was the one thing she wanted to do, so bless her. And so I FaceTimed her and she was like, oh yeah, that's the one. And normally I would have like taken her with me, etc., but it was like I was literally just going to just try on styles and order the one that I wanted. I wasn't supposed to find the one. Anyway, so that happened. So it's from Gossip Gowns in Norman Park in Brisbane, if you're wondering. It's not something I can link because, well, I don't think I can link it. I'll see if I can. If I can, I will. And then Shane got his suit from Politics. And again, his was like, we booked the whole trip, knew we were getting married, booked the whole trip, and then he went to Politics. He knew he's always wanted a green velvet suit for years. And so he literally went, they had it, he tried it on, perfect, didn't need any tailoring, nothing, and it all was like, you know, just everything came together really easily and perfectly. So yeah, his was from Politics. What makeup did you wear on the day? What we're doing now? Was your wedding planned or did you decide on the spot? It was planned. Originally, we knew that we would elope in Vegas, and originally we were staying at the Venetian. And we were just going to, I'm just going back in with that dark brown color, sorry. We were going to get married at the Venetian. They have like wedding packages and stuff like that in Vegas, but it didn't feel right. It just didn't feel right. And then the photographer wasn't what I wanted, etc. And I don't know, somehow I came across Flora Pop. I'll link Flora Pop down below. Victoria is amazing. And it's like this pop-up. I was Googling like Las Vegas elopements, I think, and somehow I was randomly came across Flora Pop. And once I came across her, I was like, this is 100% it. And originally, like, we were actually supposed to get married on a dry lake bed, which I'll put a picture right here. And it is hilarious because one of your questions, I'm pretty sure it was you, Donna, asked what was your like lol moment and like oh my god moment or something. And our biggest lol moment was like, Shane and I's, the history of our relationship, we've been together 8 years. And if we ever have anything planned for the two of us in regards to our relationship, like anniversary stuff, it'll rain. Like if we always have to plan things indoors because hands down, if we plan anything for outdoors, it will always 10 out of 10 rain. So we were laughing because we were like, oh, at least in Vegas it doesn't rain, you know, like we'll be fine, blah, blah, blah. Did not count for a sandstorm. Did not count for a sandstorm. So we're all get up to go. We had a car for 4 hours to take us out to the dry lake bed. We would do this pop-up get married thing. Again, I'll link all of this down below so you guys can go check it out in your own time. And then on the morning, because everything up until this point that was planned, so easy. Victoria does my bouquet, and we get donuts and champagne after we get married through Victoria and Flora Pop. And then Amy does all of the photos, and we were going to get married on the lake bed and then drive back to downtown Las Vegas and have more photos under the like old school Las Vegas lights, and then we were gonna go have dinner. So it was all perfect, all planned out, all very easy, well under budget, like just amazing. Anyway, we were laughing, like I said, about the fact that, you know, no rain in Vegas, cool, happy days. And then on the day, I wake up and it had been windy that week in Vegas. And I look at my emails, and I have this email from Amy and Victoria saying, the other color I dipped into, sorry, just as we're doing this, is I actually mixed a little bit of this color and this color from Glam, and this is just my ref of 14. So again, if you've watched any of my makeup tutorials, all I've done is a light transition shade, a slightly darker one, packed onto the outer corner to create that like almond eye look, and I'm just following that theme. So yeah, they messaged and was like, yeah, so we've got this like sandstone, we highly recommend moving to a chapel. And like I was reading it to Shane, and I could see that Shane was looking at me being like, are you going to melt down? Because up until this point, like I'm gonna toot my own horn. I honestly was the chillest bride, like the chillest bride, even with my dress, my bouquet, like the whole thing. I was like, yeah, that's fine. Like I don't care. I just want to get married. I don't, like none of this bothers me. And so I think Shane was looking at me like, at this point, you know, is this gonna break it? Because, you know, we really wanted to do the lake bed and we didn't want to do a chapel. Anyway, I was like, oh shit. You know, and they said like, if you really, really want to do it, we'll still do it, but we don't recommend it. And I was like, oh, what does the chapel look like? Anyway, I ended up finding, before they could even respond, like the chapel on Instagram, and like the chapel was so cute and so amazing. So I wrote back again quickly and was like, oh look, if it's this chapel, 100%. I was like, you know what, it's fine. Like, you're not going to say, don't like do it in a chapel over the lake bed if like you didn't think that it was really important. So I was like, it's fine. And I think Shane was probably more upset about it than I was, but I wasn't even upset. I was just like, you know what, like it wouldn't be an us event for outdoors if some weather event didn't happen. I think deep down I just felt like it was never going to go ahead in the lake bed. I was like, I don't know, but just I had this split second where I was like about to like lose my shit, and then caught myself and was like, this is really not a big deal. Like, are you just gonna get married? It's still the outcome, and it's still gonna be beautiful and amazing, because that's Flora Pop and Amy do everything they touch is amazing. So I was like, it's gonna be fine. So yeah, that's what we did. It was planned. Went and did that, and then we went and had dinner at Delilah at the Wynn for like our reception, and I highly recommend that. If you do one thing in Vegas, go and do that. It is so cool. That was amazing. The whole thing, the whole day was perfect and amazing, and I would not change. I don't think I would change anything. I think that was another question, so I'll think about that for when we get to that question. Anyway, but yes, long-winded answer, yes, our wedding was planned. How did you decide to do your hair and makeup? Yeah, that got me a bit stressed, because it wasn't until you guys saw me film, like until I filmed that bridal makeup tutorial, I just didn't even have time to even think about it. And so I watched Hung Van Gogh, Lisa Eldridge, Andrea Ali, and Makeup by Mario. They all have bridal makeup tutorials on YouTube, so I watched all of them multiple times, and then just kind of came up with like what I would be comfortable with out of all of those. Like I kind of like put all 4 of those tutorials together, and I knew, because I knew I was wearing black, I knew that I wanted something cool toned and silver. And I knew I wanted something softer than what I would normally do and what you guys normally would see me do, because I just wanted to be able to look back at it and like it. And I think I do. I haven't seen all the photos. Like the photos that you guys have seen is pretty much the photos that we've got so far. And then we'll get the rest of the photos in 6 weeks. But yeah, the thing that frustrated me the most was the lighting in Vegas, because the lighting is so dark and the hotel room was so dark. I had to go to Ulta and buy like a lit mirror just so I could see. I was like panicking. So the thing that frustrated me the most on the day was the lighting. I could not see. So if the makeup looks bad, I wouldn't be surprised. And trying to put my wig on, if you don't know, like I wear wigs because I have hair loss, and trying to put my wig on in that lighting every day, oh my God, it was so stressful. I didn't want to overthink it. I just wanted to kind of do it and let it be, because I can get really perfectionist. And so I just wanted to kind of, yeah, go with what I thought, and then if I liked it, leave it at that and not question it too much. And then with the hair, I decided to go down because I did my hair myself, and if that was the one thing I would have preferred to have got someone to do my hair, but I just didn't know anyone in Vegas that was like good with wigs and stuff as well. Like that would have made me nervous, and yeah, I don't know. I just felt really overwhelmed by that point. I didn't have a lot of time before I left to even like research it, etc. So this is the intensified stick from Pat, by the way. So yeah, I just was like, you know what? Straight part, dead straight, tucked behind the ears. Good to go. I did do a full trial before I left of it all. And I thought that I was like, yeah, this will be good. And I just wanted a hairstyle that would be very, very stress-free on the day, which was, I was correct. That hairstyle was very stress-free on the day. How does it work legally to get married here but live in Australia? So Australia and the US have a reciprocal agreement. I can't remember which shade I used. I put this shadow right here on the outer portion of my lid. So this is just a Refa number 2 brush. The US and Australia have a reciprocal agreement, which means that you can get married in the US and it's legal and recognized here in Australia. So we just went to the Clark County Marriage License Bureau, filled out the paperwork. It took about 15-20 minutes, and then we had it, and it was easy, fuss-free. It's cheaper to get married in America than Australia. Our wedding license over there cost us $100 Australian, whereas I think over here it's like $250 or $300 or something. I could be wrong, but that's what I looked at. I think the only thing that's different is that I have to change my name through the normal name change process, or different name change process than if you have the married, like if you get married here. So I don't know, I need to look at all that. That's like I'm not as quick off the bat to do all of that, to be honest with you. It sounds like a headache. So I'll figure that out when I do it. But in terms of legality, it's completely legal. We're fully married in Australia. Did either of you cry? I cried like an absolute baby. I really did. I didn't think I would. Luckily, I bought waterproof mascara. Now I'm just going into this inner corner shadow with the same brush. But yeah, I cried the whole time. Like, just sobbed. But Shane held himself together very well. So good for him. How did you decide where to go for your honeymoon? Well, I'm not actually calling this trip our honeymoon. I'm calling this trip our wedding trip, because I got so sick in Hawaii. I was sick the entire time except for the last day in Hawaii. Turns out COVID was the least of my concerns on my trip. I was concerned about COVID. No, I got something called norovirus or novovirus. I had to get a doctor out, but I was sick the entire time, vomiting. Like, it was bad. It was bad. I've never been that sick in my life. Never, ever. So I was sick the whole time in Hawaii. So it's not our honeymoon if I was sick the whole time. But we just actually picked it. We wanted to go to Mexico, is actually what we wanted to do. Naturally, I took my Chanel of Beiges. We're moving on to base now, by the way. Yeah, originally we wanted to go to Mexico, we wanted to go to Cancun, or actually no, we wanted to go to Cabo, but you had to get another, like, America requires you to get a COVID test to enter the country, and we didn't want to like risk getting stuck in Mexico, to be completely honest with you. Although I've seen like a heap of my friends since then are actually doing that right now, so it must be a little bit easier. But anyway, yeah, so we wanted to go to Mexico, but we just figured we're gonna go to New York and like stuff again, probably next year or whenever we can like afford it again. So we'll do it then. But yeah, so, and then the only other tropical destination we kind of thought of that was like within the US was Hawaii. So we just kind of picked Hawaii. Flights were cheap, you know, just kind of all fell into place really. And we stayed at the Marriott there in Hawaii, and it was lovely, considering I spent the whole time in the room. And I could go by the pool a couple of hours each day, which was nice, and it was really, really nice. I do recommend. How was the wedding planning process? Very, very simple, all over with in 3 hours. Once I found Floropop and Amy, all I did was email them. They confirmed the dates. This is my Tarte Poreless Primer and I wore this on the day. Yeah, I just emailed them, confirmed dates and prices, and that was it. Once the wedding and the photographer like was booked in, and Shane found his suit the next day, and then yeah, my wedding dress probably took like 4 or 5 weeks. But other than that, that was it. And which lipstick did I wear? Well, you'll see it today, but I wore Girl from Victoria Beckham. Which makeup were you most looking forward to buying in the US? So I'm gonna film a haul after this, but everything. I was just so excited to go to Sephora and Ulta and just like actually be able to buy things. I'm gonna use, on the day, sorry, I used my NARS Light Reflecting. But I was just excited to go there and see the makeup that I could buy that Australia doesn't have at all, because even like while I was gone, like the Sephora here is just getting no new releases at all, and Mecca is barely getting any as well. I don't know what the hell's going on. And it's weird the releases that they are getting, so it's clear that you can get some, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I was excited to be able to get Patrick Tarte. I really wanted to get his, I mean, you guys will see in the haul if you watch, but like I wanted to get both of his eyeshadow palettes, but they didn't have the first original one at all. Every single Sephora I went to was completely sold out, so I couldn't get that. But I got the second one. I was just excited to get things that Australia didn't have. Not necessarily anything in specific, more just like check it out and see. I obviously had things in mind, so I'm looking over there because it's all over there, but I had certain things in mind, but more so I just wanted to kind of get there and just feel it out. For color corrector, I just used this shade from NYX. For concealer, I purchased the One Size concealer, which again, you'll see this all in my haul, which will already be up on my channel, so I'll link it down below and up there for you guys as well. But I actually mixed 3 concealers, because why would I just use, you know, one? I mixed the One Size concealer in the shade Light. I mixed the Tarte Shape Tape in 22N. And then I also used the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Concealer in 1N. Yes, I used so many, but I mixed the One Size and the Tarte together. So I just popped some on the back of my hand first. And the reason why I used these two together was because they're extremely full coverage. They're quite similar to each other in a lot of ways. They're extremely full coverage, and I'd been wearing them like interchangeably, and I just kind of was like, you know what, and on the day my eyes were quite dark because I had been sleeping, but I don't know, it was hard to get adjusted to Vegas, I think, because you're constantly in dark lighting, like in the casinos and stuff, so it was hard to like get adjusted. So my skin really didn't like America. My skin got so dry, you guys, so dry. So I had to like change the way that I would like do my foundation and stuff, and like powder. I wasn't even powdering barely over there, which is like, if you guys know how much powder I normally put on, you would be like, oh my goodness, okay, your skin was dry. Because yeah, I wasn't powdering. I was just doing like a light dusting, and I don't know, I just had to really change the way that I did my makeup over there. And I think the water or something, maybe, it gave me like a rash all over my face, like this underskin rash. It was really weird. I had like little red rash dots all over my face. And then as soon as I got home to Australia and had a shower over here, it literally went away. So I don't know. Anyway, what foundation is long wearing? I have dry and mature skin. I would say this NARS Light Reflecting foundation that I'm using right now. If you have dry and mature skin and want it to be long wearing, yeah, 100% would recommend this NARS one. Favorite meal? Favorite moment from the wedding day? Favorite meal? You know, normally I eat ridiculous amounts of food in America, and this time I barely ate anything. But my favorite thing from America is like Wetzel's pretzels or Auntie Annie's pretzels. We don't have that over here, and I love them. They're my favorite things. And donuts. America has the best donuts. Favorite moment from the wedding day? Every single moment, but I really loved after we got married, like did the ceremony, they had a photo booth and stuff, which is, you can kind of see it in the photos, and we got to like play around with that, and like we got to have a first dance there, just the two of us, and like Amy was taking photos, and I don't know, that moment was really cool. Everything though, literally everything. And I used this Laura Mercier one over the top of this to kind of bring in a little bit more hydration, because the ones underneath offered the coverage, and then this one offers kind of like the finish, is my thought process on the day. Is Hawaii as beautiful as I think it is? Yes, Hawaii is magical and stunning and incredible and special. Would you recommend, what would you recommend doing in Vegas and Hawaii? I'll talk about that at the end. Would you like to visit Hawaii again, or is once enough? So I've visited Hawaii maybe 5 times, I think. I was trying to work out how many times I've been to Vegas, and I think I've officially been to Vegas 9 times. And I've been to Hawaii 5 times. I go to America a lot. It's my favorite country. And I'm at the point now where for Hawaii, I don't want to go again unless I can afford to go to Maui or something. But just because I've been there so often now. But yeah, you can definitely go there more than once. It's like if you're Australian and you go to Bali, it's like that. It's like a tropical holiday destination. So don't necessarily just go because you're like seeing the destination. Sometimes you might just go because you want some relaxation, right? Did you bring a small cute souvenir from your vacation other than marriage papers? That's cute. That actually gets used or looked at. I always buy cups. So that sounds really weird, but I bought a Las Vegas mug. I have this weird thing about mugs and cups. Like even this was from Anthropology over there. I don't know what it is. I have a thing about cups. So yeah, I bought a few cups actually. They would be my souvenirs. Can we please still get the travel mag makeup video traveling soon? No idea how to pack it all. Since my collection started, oh, I get it. I wanted to take everything. That was the hardest part. Yes, I will definitely do that. Let me know your thoughts on that. Have you two always planned to elope in Vegas? Yes, we always wanted to get married in Vegas. That was always the thing for us. So for cream contour, as a side note, I took my Charlotte Tilbury contour wand because this was the only contour. I took my Rare Beauty bronzer stick and this contour wand. And I wanted to be for the day. So I'm just going to take this on a Real Techniques brush. And this is the brush that I used on the day. I don't even know what this is. Expert face brush. And I just like tapped it into the hollows of my cheeks and stuff and just contoured where I wanted to be contoured. When did you decide you would elope, and did you plan for it to be that specific day? No, we didn't plan for it to be the day that it was. That was just more like timing and availability, etc. Did your family and friends know you were doing it? Yep. Were you sick the whole time in Hawaii? Yep. Except the last day. Yes, I was. It was horrible, but anyway, it is what it is. Can't cry over spilt milk, right? Will you be posting more pics on IG? Wedding photos, yes. I didn't take any other pics. Shane and I are the worst people. For someone who's on YouTube, I was saying this to him. I was like, I'm the worst. I just don't think I could ever be like an influencer in terms of like, you know, like how Laura Lee and stuff do, because I just like forget. We never take photos. We're the worst at taking photos. And I just honestly forget to even post to my stories and stuff. Like I just got over there and kind of just like tuned out. So I don't really have any other photos. If you guys saw it on stories, that's about it. But I will post, like we have to wait another 4 weeks, I think, for our wedding photos. So depending on that, I'll post some more of them. What did you guys do after the wedding? We went to Delilah, which just honestly check it out, especially if you live in Vegas. Oh my goodness, or are going to Vegas, you have to go. But make sure you book because it sells out, like it books out like months in advance. We just magically got, we tried to book before we could go, but it was showing no availability. And we just thought that maybe it was a like system error. No, they just book out. But luckily they keep some tables free for like on the day, I guess. And luckily we went and saw the concierge and they booked us for exactly what we wanted. But oh, I would have been devastated if we didn't get that because it was so good. So yeah, we went to Delilah, highly recommend. Thank you. Emily's like, I love that you wore black. Weddings are so overrated and expensive. If I could go back in time, I'd skip the wedding. Yeah, see, that was the other thing that made us decide, because every single person that we've spoken to has said that they regret getting into debt for their wedding, or they regret their wedding and they would 100% elope if they ever had to do it again. And so when you speak to like people that just like, that was the consistent message. I'm sure obviously they loved their wedding days, etc., but they just were like, it wasn't worth it, etc. When we kept speaking to people that were like that, we were like, yeah, okay, we're eloping. Were you happy with your choice of makeup? Did you forget to bring something? I didn't actually forget to bring anything. Now that I think about it. Go me. Was I happy with my choice of makeup? Yeah, I think I would have, you know, yeah. I haven't seen the photos enough. Like I said, I couldn't get a good photo because of the lighting. So I don't really know, which is probably a good thing and a bad thing, because I can't really look back on it and like, it's not like I can take my photos here with like my Canon 80D with my lighting and my angle and really get a good photo of the makeup to see what it looked like. I didn't get time on the day to like stop and analyze it and really look like I said for the millionth time, like good lighting. So yeah, I think it's, yeah. This is the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, by the way, and I'm just taking it on my powder puff. And this is just what I did on the day to kind of really, as you know, my under eyes are extremely difficult, and I just really wanted to make sure that they weren't gonna like budge or anything. And because the lighting was a bit darker and we were getting married now indoors, I could kind of make sure that these were all set and not be worried about it too much translating poorly on camera. Are we gonna do a wedding party back home? Probably just more like dinner with family, I think. We're really not like party people in terms of like it being focused on us. Looking back, is there anything you would do differently? I would probably get married a little bit quicker. We had like 5 days before we got married, and I think I would probably get married on like the 3rd day, just because it felt like it was like hanging over us, like you couldn't fully relax almost, even though it wasn't stressful. But like, I don't know, anyone that's got married, did you guys feel this way where you just have this really overwhelming emotion, but I couldn't figure out what emotion it was, but it was just overwhelming. So yeah, I'd probably do it a little bit sooner, but other than that, no, it was just literally perfect. This is my Kosas Cloud Set powder, and I'm just going to set the rest of my face. This is the Kosas Unhooked Wet Lip Oil, by the way. For bronzer, I took my beloved Makeup by Mario bronzer. This is actually the only bronzer I took on my whole trip with me. I'm dying to use another one now, but yeah, this is the only one. I just knew it's like the perfect shade. It's my go-to, so yeah. So Donna put biggest lol and oh my god moments. The lol and oh my god moments was definitely the sandstorm. Probably me getting sick in Hawaii, because it's just like also very typical to happen to me. And then it was very, like, we went and saw a hockey game. That was amazing. We went and saw the Backstreet Boys. Wasn't expecting them to be as good as they are. I mean, I'm a Backstreet Boy fan, but I don't know, I wasn't expecting them to be, they're one of the best shows I've ever seen, hands down. And I've seen Beyonce and everything, like, they were incredible. And bless, there was these 2 girls in front of us, and I think they were the biggest, especially one of them was the biggest Backstreet Boys fan in the entire world. And it was, bless her little heart. But yeah, no, that was really good. And then we saw Steve Aoki, who's like my favorite DJ of all time. And he was just amazing, and I love him a lot. So yeah, they were some amazing moments. Next, I took my LYS liquid highlighter. This is Brave. Also, another question was, okay, this is going to seem vain and unusually awkward, but how do you stay slim? Have you always been able to maintain a healthy weight? Do you follow a strict diet, etc.? Pass on the details. Thank you for calling me slim. I don't know if I would even, I don't think I'm slim. Like, I feel like I'm constantly on a diet. And how do I stay slim? It's tough, man. I exercise 5 to 6 days a week, and I try and eat a healthy diet, and it's so hard. And I have such a slow metabolism, it's such a joke. Next, I took my Hermes highlighter, because naturally I was going to wear my Hermes highlighter on my wedding day. So honestly, I just try and keep my portions in control, and I really went for the highlighter on the day, by the way. I just try and keep my portions in control, and I exercise a lot. I have no choice. I'm not one of those people that can't not exercise. I have no choice in the matter. I have to exercise consistently and for a lot, because my body will just I literally will look at a donut and I'll gain weight. So I don't have a secret. I'm sorry, I work really, really hard at it, and I don't even think I am skinny. But I'm trying to change that mindset, because that's also just a mindset, right? Growing up in the 90s. Anyway, that's a different conversation. Cream blush, I used Victoria Beckham Playground, actually, and this was perfect, and I loved it. I'm just gonna grab my little brush here. I put it on the back of my hand, by the way, and then I work it into my brush. And then one of the other questions was, what would you recommend doing in Vegas and Hawaii if only there for a short time? It depends on your interests, because I don't go to Vegas to gamble or drink. I don't really do either of those things. The things that I love about Vegas is shopping, because I'm a huge shopaholic, and eating and going to shows and stuff. And I don't know, I just love the hustle and bustle of Vegas. Like, Vegas is the one place where as soon as I get there, it just feels like home to me. And I know that sounds weird. I've never felt really home anywhere, especially in Australia. I don't feel like I belong here a little bit. And whenever I go to Vegas, or America in general, but specifically Vegas, I just feel like I belong. It just feels like I've literally gone home. I know that sounds weird, but that's how I feel. So I go to Vegas just because I just truly love being there. And we're hoping maybe one day we'll be blessed enough to live there, because I just, you know, what an experience. I think it depends on what you like to do. If you like to drink and gamble, just go and drink and gamble. Pick a hotel and you'll have the best time ever. But if you don't like to drink and gamble and you still want to do it, one, I recommend looking into what shows are on, because, and then finding whatever interests you the most. Like every time I've gone, I've seen Cher, I've seen, who am I seeing? Oh my Lord. I've seen Cher, I've seen like countless Cirque du Soleils, Phantom of the Opera, why can I not remember any of the shows? La Rive I went and saw twice. This is Desert Orchid by Pat McGrath, by the way. My favorite blush, for sure. And this is a Refa number 5. So yeah, I would, and like obviously last time we saw Backstreet Boys, I've seen Steve Aoki twice. Like I always just look at like what shows are on and like what celebrity, like artists are in town and stuff like that. So I would recommend that. Check out who's on, who interests you the most. That would be my number 1 tip. And then book it because you won't regret it. Last time we went there, like this time that we just literally went, we went and saw ice hockey, which I didn't know was a thing there. And that was so much fun. And like they just got the Raiders. So next time we go, we'll definitely try and team it up so that we can see a football game, because we haven't done that before. And I love the NBA, obsessed with the NBA. So they're also getting an NBA team, they said when we were there. So next time we'll be definitely checking out NBA games. Food, it's hard. Like even we went with like recommendations and like a list of things that we wanted to like eat and do and stuff. I actually ended up taking my Benefit Professional setter because it was just a travel size, and so this is the setting spray I used. So I just sprayed my brush and like did this. Like we had places that we wanted to eat at, and honestly we only ate at Delilah and Cut. We completely just didn't, like by the time you walk around and shop and just get distracted by things, we like did other restaurants, but there are so many restaurants and stuff. So I recommend like having a look and making sure that there's no restaurants, etc., that you want to like must do, and then focus on doing that like straight away. And shopping. If you love shopping, go to the fashion mall, go to Caesar's Palace, go to Planet Hollywood, and just shop to your little heart's content, because that's what we love to do. We love to shop. And we just like, sorry, I'm shaking the Tatcha Satin Skin Mist, and I just popped this through the T-zone. But yeah, honestly, we just like, oh, and the outlets. The North outlets are better than the South outlets, in my opinion. But yeah, we did that. We did the outlets, and we went to like a Walmart and the Town Square shopping center where Ulta was and stuff. So we like to shop. I haven't done the Grand Canyon. I've been to Vegas 9 times and I have not done the Grand Canyon. It's just such a long day trip, and honestly, sounds horrible, but it just doesn't interest me enough to do it. I've done Hoover Dam and stuff like that before. And in Hawaii, I recommend, depending on where you go, if you just go to like Oahu, which is the main island, this is the Essence brow pen, by the way, and that was the Gimme brow. I would just recommend doing like an island tour and going, or hiring a car and going around the island and seeing all the sights. I recommend doing a snorkeling tour, a luau for sure if you've never been, because a luau is fun, and then just relax. There's a heap of beaches that you can like go to and stuff as well. Oh, if you haven't been and you like hiking, the Diamond Head cliff hike is good. I've done that before, so, and I was sick, so I couldn't do it this time, but yeah, that's good. Just depends on what you want to do. There's so much to do though. But if you want like more specific recommendations, DM me, and I'd be on Instagram, and I'd be happy to. I have been a travel agent before. I can definitely steer you in the right direction. I actually think that is all of the questions. I'm just going into this shade right here in their Love Letter palette and running this underneath my lower lash line. I kept my lower lash line really soft because I don't like it how it drags my eyes down. One thing that did surprise me was how expensive the strip is. Because it never used to be like that, and we were talking to some of the locals and they were saying that like literally as soon as COVID hit, basically the strip just put like a surcharge on everything or like put their prices up on everything, I'm just going into this dark brown right here with a flat shader brush, and I'll just lightly smudge that here. But yeah, because when we were buying things, we were like, oh my god, this is like, with the extra conversion rate for us, it was like costing us more than like Australian prices, which Australia is really expensive, like, or it used to be compared to America. And so we were really shocked, and we were like, wow, this is going to be an expensive holiday. And then I'm just going to go into this shadow for my inner corner. These are the shades I use, by the way. And I just popped it into here. But then as soon as we went off strip and did stuff off strip, it was like the normal American prices that we used to. So it's definitely just like an on strip thing, and that's what the locals confirmed as well. So we were surprised by that. Hawaii was like normal cost and everything. But yeah, a lot of stuff in America is definitely more expensive when you do the conversion than Australia, which was so surprising to me, because you guys, I'm concerned for America if it's more expensive than Australia, especially because your wages are like a quarter of what ours are. So yeah, I was surprised by how expensive things were, but the strip, they said, did put like a massive surcharge on things. Someone has just started their lawnmower. Sorry if you can hear that. Actually, a step that I haven't done yet that I forgot about is I went into my Lava Lustre in Tom Ford, and I took this shade right here just on my finger, and I just like added this over the top for my sparkle. So just like that. Yeah, this is exactly how my eyes looked, and I love this look. On the day, I put my Charlotte Tilbury black eyeliner in the top waterline, champagne in the bottom, and then I didn't use this mascara. I used the Lancome waterproof version of this, but I'm just gonna use this because it's nearly finished and I don't want to put waterproof on today. So I'll just go and do this, and then we'll come back and we'll do lips. Okay, so eyes are done and everything. We just got lips left. So I definitely used my Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude. It's my favorite lip liner of all time. So I'm just gonna line my lips. And then I did actually color like my whole lips in with this lip pencil, because I wanted, if this was to like fade away my lipstick, then I wanted to make sure that there was still some color under there. And then I took my Victoria Beckham Girl lipstick. And this is basically the finished look. So I will go and put down my hair, etc., and we will come back and wrap this up. This is the finished makeup look, and this is how I had my hair on the day, but it just looks weird because I don't have my like full dress on. But I did wear these earrings, which are from Swarovski. I will link these down below for you. And I had this ring on. I'm not flipping you off, but I had this ring on as well from Swarovski, and then obviously my wedding ring, and that's the only jewelry I wore as well. And then I had this beautiful Diamante like diamond bag, which I will link down below for you as well in case you're interested. But I'm just gonna pull my hair forward, which is not how I wore it on the day, but I think it might just look a little bit better for today. What do you guys think? Do you like it? I mean, it's too late. This is what it looked like. But yeah, I was very, very happy with it, and I was very happy with eloping. Like I said, there was nothing that I would change. It was literally perfect. Cannot recommend Victoria from Flora Pop and Amy from Aimee Photography enough. They were perfection and amazing and made us feel so comfortable. And yeah, it was everything. I mean, I can't speak for shame, but it was everything that my dreams and my desires could want. That is it. If you have any other questions, let me know in the comments down below. I'm happy to answer them for you guys. And hopefully this was interesting and fun, and I don't know, just interesting and fun in some way, shape or form. Let me know what you think. You know, I love hearing from you. And that is it. If you're watching till this point, you're an MVP. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate it. It really helps my channel out. And I hope you have an amazing day wherever you are in the world. And I will see you next time. Bye.